Check it out.
Hasina up the right sideline for Orded. The
There's
jet
Blanche.
out to the top for Blanche. For 3 and 1,000. There it is.
Good for her.
1,000 points in her Auburn career.
That's great.
Welcome into the Auburn women's basketball review. I'm Andy Burson with Tigers head coach Terry Williams-Flournoy. Auburn went 1-1 this past week, a victory over Ole Miss and a loss at Texas A&M. Another tough week coming up for the Tigers with Tennessee at Auburn Arena on Thursday night at 8, then at Kentucky on Sunday afternoon at 1 o'clock. Well, look back at the Ole Miss ball game, and right off the bat, I thought this was appropriate. A milestone for Blanche Alverson, became the 27th player in Auburn history to go over 1,000 points, and did it with a three-pointer from out on top. That was an appropriate shot for her to reach 1,000
That was
points.
a great shot for her, you know, for what she does and the type of player she is. Why not get your 1,000 point on shooting a three?
Tigers and Ole Miss as we take a look at some of the highlights.
Out to the top for Blanche. Long three. Good. One-on-one against McCray. Low post tied Tanner. Turn. Shoot. Scores. Hasina up the right sideline for Orded. The
There's
jet
Blanche.
out to the top for Blanche. For 3 and 1,000. There it is.
Good for her.
1,000 points in her Auburn career.
That's great.
It's awesome. It really is. I've had a great career here, and I think that just solidifies that. And you know, I owe it to all my teammates. They've always been nothing but supportive of me. So I was just glad to come out here and get the win the way we did, and you know, getting ready for Sunday.
You know, for Blanche, like for most shooters, you know, when they can get in the rhythm right away, that right there was really good, and it was good for her to hit her first three, and that gave her a little confidence.
As Ty Tanner racing ahead, gets it to Ty, shoots with the left hand, scores.
I thought we pounced on them right away. You know, I think we set the tone right away. Did a great job in our press to start the game, and I thought Ty got some breakaway layups to get the scoring started.
And right wing Blanche, long range three. Nope. Rebound Muhammad. Up and in. Oh, what a play by Hasina. She has 12. She's, of course, has the double figures. The only SEC player to do it in every game this season.
Yeah, I think Hasina's really shooting the ball with a lot of confidence, you know, and a lot of times when we need a basket, you know, she's been our go-to player. When the shot clock is going down, you know, she's been able to get to the basket and attack it, and she's just really been playing really great for us offensively.
Ole Miss ball, inbound tapped around.
Send it.
Orded sends it ahead to Blanche Alverson. On a drive to the hole, Blanche puts it in. Weaves her way. No look pass. Muhammad to the hole. Good. To Blanche, open three. In the air. Good. Ole Miss ball down the baseline. Fowler who drives. Throws it away to Tyrese Tanner.
Good drop.
Outlet to Ordad up
Go.
the left sideline. The jet, top of the circle, free throw line. Kicks it baseline right. Muhammad up. Missed it. Weak side rebound. Blanche.
Go up.
Back up and in. Throws it to the low post for Tracy Tanner.
Nice cut.
Nice pass for Capers to the basket and score. Hasina pulled up from about 17. Good. Jet picks it up to Blanche. Fade away from 14. Good. Final 7 seconds to go. Auburn 76, Ole Miss 52. And that's your final.
It was a bounce-back game after the loss at Missouri, and I thought your ball club set the tone early and never let up in the contest against Ole Miss.
Yeah, it is. After a loss, it's always hard to come back and get your team pumped up, ready to go, because you almost got to forget about it. You know, you want to talk about it, but you don't want to dwell about it, you know. And I thought, you know, we really changed our focus into what we needed to do to take care of Ole Miss, you know. And one of the things that was to jump on them right away. Let's set the tone right away. Let's set our press up right away.
What are some of the keys to when you want to jump out on a team like that, when you want to try and erase a little bit the sting of over a loss on the road? What were some of the keys early in that game for the Tigers?
You know, you'll start seeing where Ty starts at the beginning of the press, okay? If she starts up a little higher around the free throw line, that means we're pushing up a little bit. It means we want to put a little bit more pressure on the point guard. If we want to be a little bit more conservative, we'll start her back a little bit further. With Ole Miss, we wanted to just jump up right away, and let's start off being quite aggressive. And sometimes we'll do that with smaller point guards because Ty is very hard to see over, and the closer that she gets to them, you know, it's easier for, you know, her to take away the direction of that point guard.
It was an interesting battle at the point between Valencia McFarland, the fine point guard for Ole Miss, and Auburn's Najet Ordad, and Najet responds with 14 assists. It's the first time an Auburn player's had 14 assists since 1988, and that was Ruthie Bolton, so that's a pretty good company.
Yeah, that's pretty good company right there. I thought Najet did a really good job of distributing the ball. You know, you look at the box scores and you say, oh my gosh, she didn't score. You know, she didn't need to score. When a point guard has 4 assists, that is their scoring.
Let's take a break, and we'll be back with more of the Auburn Women's Basketball Review after this.
Hey y'all, my name is Peyton Davis. I'm a junior center on the Auburn women's basketball team.
Into the lane it goes for Davis. Peyton, turnaround jumper, good.
My favorite food would have to be anything seafood. I love shrimp, crab, lobster, all that. My grandfather owned a produce and seafood store in Bay Minette, like all the time when I was growing up. So every time we went down, he would load my family up on shrimp, and Mom is the best at cooking it, no doubt. If I could play any other sport besides basketball, it'd have to be volleyball, because I was recruited for both all through high school. I had to pick between the two, and I missed it at times, but there's nothing like the physicality of basketball, definitely. My favorite TV show would have to be New Girl with Zooey Deschanel, because she is absolutely hilarious. I think her quirky lines and stuff are just really, really funny. Well, one of my hobbies is baking. I love to bake. The coaches make fun of me for it, but as soon as I bring something in, they stop that. They eat it. If I could travel anywhere in the world, it would have to be Italy, because my mom's side of the family is Italian, and I've always wanted to go over there. I still have some distant cousins and whatnot over there, and I'd really like to meet them.
Welcome back in the Auburn Women's Basketball Review. Auburn followed up its victory against Ole Miss going on the road to a very tough Texas A&M ball club. First of all, Coach, I thought it was a terrific atmosphere. Nearly 6,000 on hand at Reed Arena in College Station, and they were into the game, and that Texas A&M ball club responded.
Oh God, they were. I mean, before the game even began, they doing that little rocking and they singing this song, and it's like you're like, oh my God, you know, with a whole lot of fans. And I mean, what a great atmosphere to play women's basketball, and that's just, you know, a credit to Texas A&M and what they've done to promote their women's basketball team. You and I have talked so many times this year in setting up ball games about a team's ability to shoot the three-point. It seems like that has been more of a theme than anything else. But going into Texas A&M, you knew that it would be a different setup because of Kelsey Bone on the inside. She's the best true post player, not only in the Southeastern Conference, has to be one of the best in the country. She's 6'5". She's athletic, but she's very physically strong, a true back to the basket player. As you mentioned, she set the tone early in that win for A&M. Right away. I mean, they went into her the first 2 possessions of the game, and right away she scored back-to-back buckets, you know, which is great when you're looking at, you know, the women's game, because the three-point shot has really taken over, you know, and everybody wants to shoot the three. Even got post players that want to stand out there and shoot the three. Whereas with Kelsey Bone, I mean, she has been the legitimate post player back to the basket. I mean, she's got 2 solid, you know, post moves that she can score off of any time. So, I mean, it's just a credit to, you know, the work that she's put into being a true post player. Auburn played a better second half of basketball against Texas A&M, got to within 14 at one point. And I thought Auburn played a little more of its style of game. We did. I thought we came out a little timid in the first half. But, you know, coming out like that in front of a crowd like that can, you know, and shouldn't, but can sometimes intimidate a team. And I thought it, you know, did that to us. Whereas in the second half, we were more relaxed. You know, we played more aggressive. You know, we still forced them into 22 turnovers. You know, and like you said, we were able to get it to 14. And when you look at the second half, it was 35-33. You know, so just a much better second half. But, you know, we got to do it, you know, as soon as we start the game. Got a brand new feature for you on the Auburn Women's Basketball Review as we take a look at the top 5 plays for the week.
Number 5, Tracy Tanner dishes it off to Cabriana Capers.
Throws it to the low post for Tracy Tanner.
Nice
pass for Capers to the basket and score.
Number 4, Hasina Muhammad's lob pass to Najet Ordad down low.
It's a double team, a lob pass inside that's taken, and the shot is up and off the glass.
Number 3, Najet Ordad's no-look pass to Hasina Muhammad.
Weaves her way, no-look pass, Muhammad in the hole, good.
Number 2, Blanche Alverson's 30-foot three versus Texas A&M.
Alverson pulls the trigger on a 30-foot jumper.
And this week's number 1 play is Blanche Alverson's 1,000th career point.
Hasina up the right sideline for Ordad. The
There's
jet
Blanche.
out to the top for Blanche. For 3 and 1,000. There it is!
Good for her.
1,000 points in her Auburn career.
That's great.
And we welcome you back in the Auburn Women's Basketball Review. Auburn currently has 4 players with 30 or more steals on the team this year. 3 are ranked in the top 15 of the Southeastern Conference. Auburn has had to learn your defensive system, and it certainly appears as this team is starting to take that identity with it. We've heard a couple different phrases that goes along with what Auburn is doing defensively. I think that shows that the kids are buying into the Coach Flo system.
Yeah, and they're not just buying into it; they're enjoying it. Let's come on to the club press. Welcome to the pressing party. They just got all their little sayings. Which is good because that means they're energetic, they're into it, they're excited about it, and really to be a pressing team and to play defense, because nobody really wants to play defense, but to really be into it, you got to be excited about doing it.
When did you see it start to click with this? And I know you're never where you want to be, but when did you see maybe the team make a little bit of a turn with regard to the defensive philosophy?
I think really on our comeback to beat Tulane, they actually understood at that point, if we really go out and be aggressive and press a team, it can make a run for us, So, why not do it at the beginning of the game and set the tone right away?
Remember, that was a game Auburn trailed by 16 on the road. Tulane was undefeated at the time. Auburn came back and won that ball. It was one of the landmark victories early in this season for the Tigers. Well, you've heard the term club press. Where did that come from? You're going to learn now.
Club press. Well, one time we was at practice and we was talking about the press and how fun it is. And once you're in the game and you start getting a lot of steals and your adrenaline pumping, it starts to feel like a party. So I started calling it a press party. And then eventually, since we were pressing every game, we might as well call it the club. And then Julie started calling it the club press.
And there's a steal by Tyrese Tanner, who scores off the inbound.
Compared to last year, we didn't press that much, especially full court. And for us to do it this year, for 40 minutes is pretty tough, but we got in pretty much good shape over preseason for us to do that.
We didn't know what really to expect. It was harder than I thought it was going to be. You just got to get conditioned, and you just got to have heart and willing to do it. Everybody got to buy in.
Inbound knocked away by Ordad.
Send it.
Ahead to Alverson. Blanche has a breakaway layup.
Coach Flo told us before we actually learned how to play this defense, she was telling us, you guys gonna have so many steals, and we're like, yeah, okay. And actually, she was right. I mean, it puts you in a situation where the ball, if you're in the right position, will like literally just be in your hands. So it's pretty amazing.
Well, it just allows opportunities for a lot of fast breaks, which is a fast-paced game that everybody likes to watch. You get a lot of assists and dishing off to your teammates, and me and Ty running on the wings and Jet pushing up. You never know if she's gonna throw it to you or throw it to Ty. So it's fun.
Yeah, I'm a cherry picker, as the coaches call it. So, yeah, every time I see it's in Jet or Hasina's hands, I'm just gone. And since I'm already up top anyway, it's closer to our basket. So I just keep running, and they toss it up to me, and I shoot the layup.
Baseline cut off by Tracy Tanner, who steals the ball along the baseline. Outlet to Ordad on the break. Najet top of the circle to Alverson, long range three, swish!
Nobody likes to be pressed, and it makes you play a different way, and it dictates the other team to do what they want. So I feel like that is the key to win a game. And the people that we have on our team is just like perfect for this type of play. So.
Well, I feel like since we're the starters and the team is behind our back, knowing that we're about to get it started and get the crowd pumped up and everything, and it gets the team real pumped up, And after a while, it wears down the opponent, and it just makes it fun for the win.
Drives and wall falls down to Ordad on the break for Auburn. Najet into the lane, underneath Muhammad against Watkins, baked it in.
Auburn is back at home on Thursday night. It's a late start, 8 o'clock start for TV, on the air at 7:45 on the Auburn IMG Sports Network. The Tigers and Tennessee. You have experience against the Tennessee program as an assistant in your days at Georgia. You've also played the Lady Vols as a head coach at Georgetown. A little bit of a change with Pat Summitt no longer on the sidelines. Holly Warlick, longtime assistant coach, is now the head coach for the Lady Vols. Do you see much of a difference in this Tennessee ball club coming in Thursday night?
No, not really. You know, I think because Holly's been under Pat for so long, you know, she has learned their way of playing Tennessee basketball. You know, so there's really not much difference. Maybe different players, but really their style of play is still the same.
Big and physical on the inside and incredibly quick on the perimeter. Massengale and especially Megan Simmons, maybe the fastest player in the Southeastern Conference.
Yeah, let's hope we're not chasing her too much on Thursday night, but she's extremely quick. I mean, just her first step and her explosion down the court. And with Massengale finds her immediately, you know, so that just makes it even tougher to defend her.
Auburn will follow up the Thursday night game by going to Kentucky on Sunday. Kentucky right now is the highest ranked team in the Southeastern Conference, the preseason pick to win the Southeastern Conference. When you were hired and we heard about your style of defense, the first team I thought of was Kentucky. And it may not be the exact same way that they do it, but the philosophy is there. They want to press you all game long. They want to force turnovers. It should be an interesting battle in Lexington on Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, sometimes those type of games are the ugly ones. Both teams are pressing, both teams turning the ball over, low-scoring games. You know, we'll take that though. You know, we'll take it. But that is Kentucky style of play. That's what, you know, we've known, what we've heard. I think Kentucky does a lot more of their pressure in the half court, where we extend ours just a little more to the full court.
All right, Thursday night, Auburn into Tennessee, 8 o'clock. At Auburn Arena. Sunday afternoon, the Tigers play at Kentucky at 1. Don't forget the Coach Flo show on Monday nights at 6 at Piccolo at the hotel at Auburn University. Wish you all the best, War Eagle.
War Eagle. Thanks, Andy.
With Coach Terry Williams-Flournoy, I'm Andy Bertram on the Auburn Women's Basketball Review.